This video contains a lot of spoilers. Beware. Why has Outlander recast Jenny Murray for Season 7? And who is returning in Outlander Season 7? You're going to find out in this video. Want to know what else we're going to dig into? Make sure to keep watching until the end of the video not to miss a thing. First up, why has Outlander recast Jenny Murray for Season 7? When some of the castings for Outlander Season 7 were announced, fans were excited to hear about the return of some fan favorites. But they also came with a price. Laura Donnelly would not be returning to reprise her role as Jenny Murray, the sister of Jamie Fraser. Instead, Kristin Atherton will portray Jenny from here on out. But why isn't Donnelly returning? While there have been no official statements as to why the role of Jenny has been recast, some reasonable deductions can be made. For starters, Donnelly has previously said that she's not very interested in returning to Outlander. She was also supposed to return for Season 4, but Donnelly wasn't available then. The storyline that was supposed to involve Jenny and Ian, portrayed by John Bell, was rewritten and revolved around Ian and Lohair instead. But as Jenny plays a much more prominent role in the story from Season 7 forward, actors in this case, they decided to recast instead. While it's possible that Donnelly has no interest in coming back to Outlander, it's also very possible that she has other projects on her plate right now, making it impossible for her to return, whether she has a desire to or not. Either way, Season 7 will see Atherton take Donnelly's place, and we're sure she'll do an amazing job. Following, who is returning in Outlander Season 7? Season 7 of Outlander will naturally see the Frasers and the Mackenzies return because what would Outlander be without the story's core? Young Ian, portrayed by John Bell, will also be back, but there will be many more faces to be welcomed back, some of which we haven't seen for quite a while. It was announced recently that our beloved Lord John Grey is coming back to grace our screens, and now 6 more names have been revealed for the upcoming season. Among those will be Graham McTavish as Dougal Mackenzie, Lotta Verby as Gellis Duncan, and Andrew Whipp as Brian Fraser. What makes their run so interesting is that all 3 of these characters are dead. Brian hasn't been seen since the first season of Outlander, and the last time we saw Gillis was in Season 3. And while McTavish returned to the cast of Outlander to play Dougal's son, Buck, we haven't seen him since either. But if we take a peek at the books, we can offer you a little hint as to how the return will be possible, and it has something to do with Roger and Buck. They are Nell Hudson and Layla Burns, reprising their roles of Logue Mackenzie and Joan McKimmey, respectively. And then, of course, we have Stephen Cree, who will be back to portray Ian Murray. All in all, it looks like Season 7 is going to be very interesting. Are you ready? Up next, Chicago PD fans spot a Yellowstone cameo. In a recent episode, observant Chicago PD fans were treated to a little cameo in our favorite police drama. Those who are avid watchers of Yellowstone immediately noticed it and took to social media instantly because the episode starred none other than Jefferson White, who portrays Jimmy Herdstrom in the Paramount Plus Western series. Jefferson appeared in Chicago PD as Sean O'Neill, the chief's son. O'Neill is directly involved in a trafficking case investigated by Haley Upton, portrayed by Tracy Spiriticos and her team. Fans of both shows were happy to see this familiar face pop up, and some noted how they could not think of White as Jimmy. Still others were helpless to keep to themselves as they were hoping for Jay Heldstead's return, even if they loved to see White as well. Detective Jay, portrayed by Jesse Lee Soffer, turned in his badge in episode 3 and told his wife, Haley, that he'll be relocating to Bolivia with the army for 8 months. It was obvious that Jay's absence was having an impact on Haley. Naturally, fans weren't happy to see her try so hard not to fall apart. Sadly, it's not quite clear what made Soffer decide to part ways with Chicago PD, but it doesn't seem likely that he'll be returning anytime soon. Or do you have other thoughts on the matter? Hold up, there's more to come. Next, NCIS Hawaii viewers all agree on Casey in episode 5. Netflix releases a statement defending season 5 of The Crown and the Downton Abbey star to lead in the adaptation of The Flat Share. Stay tuned for all the details. First up, NCIS Hawaii viewers all agree on Casey in episode 5. NCIS Hawaii is going strong, and fans are very happy about certain developments in the series, which they weren't shy to share on social media while airing on one of the recent episodes. More specifically, they are very happy about the relationship between Lucy and Kate. In the episode in question, the team is investigating the death of a Navy sailor, which leads them to go head-to-head with a criminal organization. All the while, Lucy is is looking for a new apartment, which leads to confusion with her girlfriend, Kate. There is a slight miscommunication about moving in together, resulting in a hilarious talk about the relationship, and fans couldn't be more praising how it all worked out. In more detail, Lucy tells Kate that she doesn't want it to be about finances or moving in together for the sole purpose of being responsible and rational. She wants to move in with Kate just because they want to be together. And, of course, Kate wants the same. So why were they fighting again? For once, a show didn't blow a tiny situation out of proportion to make good TV. Instead, here was a good example of how good communication solves most discussions. And fans noticed it by the bushes, complimenting the show profusely. Well done, NCIS Hawaii. Next, Netflix releases a statement defending Season 5 of The Crown. It's quite a miracle that it took so long for criticism to surface about The Crown, but on the other hand, it was going to surface. It makes sense that it is exactly this chapter of history of the British royal family, but Netflix has been quick to release a statement defending the historical drama amidst the current criticism the show has received. In short, Netflix has made it abundantly clear the Season 5 of The Crown is a fictional dramatization, an imagining of what could have happened behind closed doors during a clearly tumultuous decade of the royal family. For a decade that has already been well documented and scrutinized by biographers, historians, and journalists, and The Crown has always been presented as a drama, which is based on historical events. The statement comes after a spokesperson for Sir John Major, portrayed by John Lee Miller in the drama, has described The Crown as damaging and malicious fiction and a barrel load of nonsense. Fears have arisen that the upcoming 5th season of The Crown could damage the reputation of King Charles, as it is set to examine the 90s, the time Princess Anne got divorced, Prince Charles and Princess Diana separated, and Windsor Castle caught fire. This led the Queen to refer to the year as her Annus Horribilis. Season 5 is set to premiere on Netflix on the 9th of November, 2022. Downton Abbey starred to lead in the adaptation of The Flat Chair. Jessica Brown Finley is set to star in the Paramount Plus adoption of The Flat Chair. Finley will be known to most for portraying Lady Sybil Crawley in Downton Abbey. Now she's set to portray Tiffany for the wildly popular novel by Beth O'Leary, which follows the story of two cash-strapped 20-somethings who agree to rent an apartment and a bed, even though they've never met in person. But if all goes well, they never have to. Tiffany spends her days earning minimum wage for just as much appreciation on a viral news website as she's recovering from a controlling relationship. Opposite Finley, we'll find Leon, portrayed by Anthony Welsh, who works night shifts in a hospice where he gets life advice from a terminally ill tween while he tries to free his wrongfully jailed brother. Tiffany and Leon start communicating with each other through post-it notes, and soon they'll find themselves drawn into the other's messy, complex life, and attraction evolves backward. So the question is, can you fall in love with a person you've never laid eyes on? We'll find out when The Flat Chair is released in the UK on the 1st of December 2022. And that's it for now. How do you feel about the characters of your favorite shows being recast? Let us know in the comments what you think. Thanks for watching.